Nagpanchami is a day of traditional worship of Nagas or snakes observed throughout India. And we decided to make a short video around snakes with our local boy Benhail Antao. Ben is a wedding organizer by profession and a wildlife rescuer by passion. We were to meet at 7 AM for a small sit-down chat with Ben. But things took a different turn as Ben called us informing that there was a snake sighting and he needs to check it out. It's what, 7:30. We got a call at 7. We were supposed to shoot with him this morning, but Goan Vichar office is right there and he got a snake right here.
Yeah,
in fact, we got it fair. Goan Vichar office is, she's our landlord. It's right here. What coincidence?
Yeah, and I didn't even know, at 6 o'clock when I got this call, I was thinking, should I inform you or not? And I know that a lot of people want to come with me for rescue. It didn't strike me that you all want to come. So I messaged you saying that I'm going for a call, and then I told you I'll be delayed a bit. Good to see that you all wanted to film it. That's great, yeah, it's...
Nice. Aren't you scared?
No, I've been doing this for so many years now, so... people are very scared of it.
How long do you think the snake is?
I've not seen it entirely, but it seems like a pretty grown, fully grown adult. Maybe a meter and a half, maybe. Easily around 4 feet, I guess. 4 to 5 feet.
What is the name of the snake?
It's called the Indian Spectacled Cobra. Okay. That's the only cobra that we get in Goa. Found all across most places of India as well. And it's called a spectacled cobra because of the spectacle shape marking on the hood. People locally call it Nag, Nagi and stuff like that. And now it wants to hide, so I will give it a place to hide. So I kept a bag there. So it will go in that bag because the place is dark. Right. It should go and hide in that bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all these vases, gently remove it from there, and that helps me. It makes the rescue very easy. So it could be a male, it could be a female. That's not really important. What's important is that the snake is a cobra, a venomous snake. They're amazing snakes to have around, but people still get scared because you have kids moving around. There's a road close by. There's a clinic here. So we'll need to remove the snake from here and leave it somewhere close by, but in a proper jungle area kind of, where it is out of human interaction so much.
So yeah, you can go ahead, man.
So this is one thing, at least the cobra is quite big and large, you can see it. But normally when people are going to move their vases and stuff like that, sometimes snakes are behind them. Yeah. And as you see, the snake is not making any noise, it's just quietly there. Especially when people are going to move their vases and all, they need to make sure they look what is there underneath. Because sometimes there are these vipers, they are smaller snakes, you can't really see them. It could be a saw-scale viper or a Russell viper, and those normally bite people, gardeners and stuff like that.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, so that's a hiss, it's a warning hiss. So cobra basically will raise its hood to warn and also give a hissing noise which is quite obvious.
That's scary, man. You all just be careful, it's very big one.
No.
Should we step back? No, you can stand there. Don't come too close to the bag. Don't go that side. So you can stand around me. Keep at least 2 meters distance from me.
Okay.
And you can go around that bench and be quiet from there.
That's a big one, man.
It's a very healthy one also. You see, all this while it's trying to hide itself. It's not showing its face, it's hiding because it just wants to hide from us. A lot of motion happening around the place.
You think it'll move very quickly?
Not out of my control. They don't move too fast, although they do strike quite fast.
Living here for quite some time, or?
Yeah, it is quite a big one. So that's why I don't want to leave it very far from here. It's an adult, so it spent most of its life here for sure.
But there's hardly any space. Where do you think it was?
So these snakes like cobras, rat snakes, they do very well in urban settlements because we have a lot of rats. And they can stay anywhere. They can stay in between your vases, they can stay under your garage, where things are parked. Yeah, so now just gently remove him. Yeah, you can step behind slightly. I'll go this way, right? Don't move too much, don't move. Okay, don't move too much. Huh? Just stand quiet. So I just want to hide.
So if this one bites us now, how long till we have time?
It depends on a lot of factors. Like some factors are like your body mass, how big you are, how much of venom is injected by the snake. Now you never know. You can't ask the cobra how much venom you injected. Kitle weeks old, you can't ask him. It depends what first aid you do, how calm you remain. People get scared, they panic a lot. How fast you start taking anti-snake venom. Yeah. Like, I mean, various books will say 2.5 hours, but it can happen anywhere between 10 minutes to 24 hours. Within that time, you should get symptoms, severe symptoms. So time depends on various factors, as I said. Mostly how much of venom the snake injects and your body mass.
So is it true that usually like there are these myths that, you know, when you see a Nag or Nagin, there is always someone, their partner somewhere around, hidden somewhere?
Not really. I mean, snakes are everywhere, and because there is one cobra here, there will definitely be more snakes. But what people say is that if you hurt or you catch or you kill a snake, a Nag or Nagin, then the partner will come to take revenge, which is absolutely not true. Yeah, there will be snakes around here. Snakes are solitary hunters. They go alone and they search and hunt and eat. Yeah, it's not like they go in packs or groups or couples.
Right.
Yeah.
He said first like it'll be baby cobra and all. But this is not baby. This is Baba.
Anyway, so now he's calm. Now he'll be quiet, and we should release him quick once we're done. When a snake is stressed and they're scared for their life, that's when they raise their hood. Yeah? And people think cobras are beautiful because they have a hood, but that's the defense, which means the snake is scared. I hate to see it when the snake's hood is raised. So it'll be amazing if the snake does not notice us and just goes and hides in the bushes without raising its hood.
So it's not a pretty sight basically. I mean,
it is not pretty for the snake. The snake is traumatized, it's scared. Right. Yeah, for us it's pretty, and we have kind of, taken advantage of that, and then hence we have all these snake charmers. Snakes can't hear sound, as you said. They just follow motion. They can't hear any audible sound because they don't have any external ears. So snake charmers, when they are moving a flute in front of the snake is dancing, or rather not dancing, it's moving because their flute or their hand is moving. And the snake is scared. Like if you love music and you dance to music, you are happy.
Just vibing basically.
Yeah, you're happy, you're not scared. A snake, when it's scared, it opens its hood. So that means it's not even enjoying the music. Even if it could hear the music, it's scared. Yeah, and then definitely don't dance. So they're just shaking because they're following the motion of the person's hand or the flute. Okay, so when it comes out, don't move at all because he will kind of follow your motion and then he will raise its hood. So I just want him to run away. Okay, he's coming out. Don't move, huh? See, because we're still, even though I'm talking, he's not hearing me. But because we're still, he's just going away from us, towards the bush. Such a pretty sight, actually. Yeah, you can follow it and take a shot there. Just stay 2 feet away from it, it's fine.
तो फ्रेम में आया शायद थोड़ा लेफ्ट में Yeah.
Nice. I love the way it went out because he didn't raise its hood. It was aware of our presence, but it didn't feel us as a threat. If it felt us like a threat, he would have turned around, raised its hood and stood his ground, because this is quite a defensive snake. Because he was caught in a place with humans around. But here he sensed this atmosphere so beautiful, it just wanted to go back to the wild where it belongs, and it made a dash for it. And good that you all also stayed still, so the snake didn't get threatened by us. He came out, he just sensed the atmosphere, found his kind of location where he wants to go and headed in that direction. That's beautiful. I have evolved, right? I used to do a lot of things that now looking back was not the best things, but with the limited exposure I had, I have changed and evolved to be I would say, to try and be a better rescuer. Now, when you say you're a rescuer, first of all, you need to know whether are you really rescuing. Right. Like, for example, the snake is in somebody's garden and it's a tree snake, a harmless snake. Going and picking that snake and leaving it somewhere else is not rescuing. You're removing it from its home. Yeah, you're basically kidnapping that snake. It's not right. Then the next part is, while rescuing it, are you stressing the snake out? If they have just basic tools like a bagger, a hook stick and a bag, it's more than enough to not even touch the snake. So now when you do not touch a snake and you do not stress the snake out, you are safe. Because when a snake is not stressed, it doesn't want to bite you.
We all know, आमकां सगळ्यांक खबर आसा की Indian आणि Goan, we respect, or the Indian culture is meant to respect animals. Snakes is one of a part of the whole thing. आणि आम्ही केन्ना केन्ना पळयता की even Nagpanchami that we have a special occasion just to celebrate or worship the snake god. Yeah. Right. So although we have all these things in our society or in the Indian society, we respect snakes. But still, whenever we see a snake, the first instinct, हमको पहले दिसता कि अरे तो मारे देगा मारे दोरे देगा मारे देगा. And then we recently had posted also like I'll just half kill it and then throw it on the on the streets. Yeah. So that car run over it. Yeah. So I like animals. I feel sad about it. Yeah. So I'm sure you also are making awareness on your social handles and things through your shows. What do you have to say about that? And you have any message for the people?
It's sad that that religion is no longer interpreted the way it should be. Like I believe Hinduism especially, it teaches you and enforces a lot of admiration and respect towards wild. Basically towards the natural resources, and hence we worship the tree, we worship any natural resources being worshipped, whether it's the tree, it's the water, it's the air, or snakes. Yeah, so snakes is a part of the environment that we need to, let it be, live with it. And there are a lot of legends and stories about how Naga Panchami came about, but I would still like to believe that our ancestors knew the value of snakes. They knew the value of snakes and they wanted to protect it. So no other way, like if you want to protect a banyan tree, we'll respect it, worship it and have puja for it. And same with a snake. So they chose a spectacled cobra or a cobra because a cobra is a simply beautiful snake. It's a majestic snake. There is no snake as beautiful as a cobra. So cobra was chosen to represent snakes. Right. Yeah. So people started worshipping the snake, we started devoting and respecting the snake. And the main intention is to protect snakes as a species, as a kind of a creature that we need to live with snakes. They're being misunderstood. They cause deaths due to accidents. So kind of, respect it, worship it. What happened is people just focused on this cobra. And then it graduated from having a cobra to a clay idol of a cobra. So now people do Naga Panchami, they worship the clay idol, and at the same time they see a cobra, they'll kill it. Or if many people still, when they come and they call me and they say, it's a cobra, and I go there and I catch it and it's a rat snake or a bronze bacteria, say, we could have marpa. So basically people say that if we knew it was not a cobra, we would have killed it. So they don't want to kill a cobra because of the religious aspect, but they don't mind killing any other snakes. Yeah. So you're defeating the purpose here. The purpose was conservation of the planet, of the ecosystem, including snakes. Yeah, so religion is beautiful, but we need to implement it in the right way. And now, why is this fear in human beings? Like, a lot of people are scared of snakes and there's nothing to be ashamed of. And fear is good because out of fear, sometimes you respect. But I would rather a person respect something out of admiration. You can respect something because you fear it, or you can respect something because you admire it. So rather people respect out of admiration. So now why do people are scared of snakes? Why are people scared? When you take a child to a garden, to a beautiful place like this, you'll see like a parent will tell a child, the birds are chirping so beautifully, the butterfly is so colorful, it's beautiful. The first thing a child hears about a snake is, do not play in the grass, a snake will bite you. Now the people want to keep the children in the house in the night. Do not play outside in the night, a snake will bite you. Right. First thing a child is hearing since they are born is snakes bite. So they're relating a snake to being bitten. Nobody teaches a kid like, see this Russell viper, it's so beautiful. Look at how it's climbing a tree and without hands and legs. Look at how the snake is gliding from one tree to another. So once you have the exposure, you learn to admire them. Once you can admire them, you can tolerate them. And that is conservation.
Right. But during Nagpanchami, do they really drink milk?
Snakes do not drink milk even when they're born. When they're born, even the parents are not there to feed them anything, but they're born to hunt on their own. They'll eat frogs, they'll eat lizards, they'll eat insects, they'll eat anything small, but they hunt on their own. The mother is not there with mammary glands to feed them milk.
We're not even sure whether milk is their proper,
It is definitely not.
diet or
No,
whatever.
we are very sure. If you force feed a snake milk, like if during Nagpanchami, if you open the snake's mouth and pour milk into the mouth of the snake, pour milk, the snake will have to swallow it, otherwise it will suffocate. It doesn't mean the snake wants to drink milk. We have noticed that these snakes, that they die after a couple of times because they can't digest milk. They're lactose intolerant. Yeah. And now if you put a snake charmer comes with a snake, for example, they feed snakes milk, right? So you have the snake with you for a very long time in bad conditions, no water. And then you go and put a bowl of milk in front of it. Now the snake is tired, dehydrated, it wants to have some liquid.
Right.
So now it's going to sense whether this liquid is edible or not. So it's going to put its mouth there, it's going to flick its tongue on the surface of the milk. And everyone will get an assumption that the snake is drinking milk. This snake needs hydration of any sort. Yeah, it does not want to drink milk, but it wants to sense if it's edible or not. So people are built on this. Snakes do not drink milk. It's sad. Snakes just don't drink milk. Yeah. I don't want to burst this bubble of people, but that's one thing bad about Naga Panchami, wherein people force feed snakes milk. Yeah, I mean, let them be. You are breeding rats because of our garbage. Snakes will eat your rats. You don't need to feed them milk.
So Ben, I'm sure a lot of Goans and also non-Goans would know him because he has his own show on Hotstar as well as Nat Geo. Obviously both the things are same, but we want to talk about the show as well. Like what season 2 is out in August. So why don't you talk about it, man?
So yeah, this show was created by an amazing production house called Riverbank Studios, which was started by Mike Pandey. He was the founder of this conservation films and tigers and stuff like that. So they kind of got in touch with me during COVID, during lockdown when we didn't have much to do. And we started showcasing what I do on a daily basis. And the reason I did that because every time I go to rescue a snake from somebody's house, that's where the most effective awareness happens. Like I do talks for 500 people, 200 people, 150 people, big groups, small groups of 20 people. But the most effective awareness is when I'm talking to one person or two people in a house where I'm rescuing the snake. Now that is the most brilliant awareness because I'm teaching them how to live and share space. Now what TV is doing is taking that scenario and putting it for the masses, which is having a massive impact. I'm having people from all over India, messaging me that, okay, now we know how to identify a rat snake or a cobra. Like people didn't know common snakes. Like rat snake, they'll call it mamba, black mamba. Or cobra, they'll say it's a spitting cobra. Or a python, they'll call it an anaconda. Right. We have such beautiful animals around, but we don't know it because it's not showcased on TV. Right. Yeah, we see snakes from all over the world, but not Indian snakes, right? Which is great. It's a good awareness tool.